play better in general. But LGD, they took one game yesterday. They can take one of two today.
Yeah, but certainly, even though DK, they are the starstruck team, there's a lot of amazing players in LGD, and they've been proving themselves throughout the tournament. We'll see if they can prove themselves here as we go into game number 2.
Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Game 1 was yesterday, and that was won by LGD. And it was an over a 60-minute match, and they were certainly under pressure, but they came back. They took their one opportunity, as Rabbit mentioned. They went high ground, and they secured the victory. Ice said he's never lost a game like that in competitive gaming, being so far ahead. But of course, now it's a new day. Everything's kind of reset, apart from the scoreline. We're going to have our first bans and already our picks.
The draft is really interesting because yesterday DK banned the Razor and the Viper as their first ban. They changed the 2 bans, which is very uncommon. We didn't see that from any team before. I think in the main event they usually have at least 1 ban similar when they go into the 2nd game or the 3rd game of the series. And LGD, they first picked the Doom, and yesterday was completely ignored. It wasn't picked or banned. They could have picked that every time, and now they first pick it. So that might be LGD coming into that game with a special plan in their heads.
I think DK has total right to ban the Lycan. After yesterday's game, I don't think they want to deal with that hero, and that's a hero that we see banning pretty much every single game of this main event. The one day it slipped through, it shows how powerful it is, even in the most dire of circumstances.
You can see Burning standing up to, like behind LAN and making sure the draft goes right for them.
Make sure you click the right button, LAN.
So there's the Centaur pick still available for LGD. If DK decides not to ban it, they will most likely ban that, looking at how LGD uses that hero.
I think with Viper Doom, it fits in perfectly as that 3rd core initiator. So
it's a perfect pick for them.
It's such like comfort, bread and butter for LGD as well. Like there's no real reason not to ban it. The other hero which is still there for LGD there on a lot of is the Ember Spirit. So I think a ban on like Ember Spirit as well as Centaur is probably DK's kind of strongest bet right now.
What about the Lightstealer? I know they normally pick it in the 5th pick, but again, against Razor, against the Tidehunter, you just have you don't have to go for a BKB. You can invest just like on the rage points and make sure that if you jump into the Tidehunter properly, he might not be a fan.
I like Lifesteal a lot against the Tide, and less so against the Razor. Once you get enough items, you kill Razor so fast he's not actually leeching that much damage unless you've got something to disable Lifestealer during his rage. So it's a bit of a problem early on, but later on I think it goes okay for Lifestealer.
It's actually going to be a Slark ban. I remember that you guys yesterday mentioned LGD playing that Slark to really good effects during the group stage. So funny, I mean, interesting to see that DK decides to ban the Slark over the Centaur and the Ember Spirit. So one of those heroes are going to be available. It's going to be available.
The good thing about LGD Gaming having the Doom and the Viper, those heroes we normally see as mech carriers if they're playing by themselves. The fact that we have both of them, probably the Viper is going to go for the mech, but that opens a lot of possibilities for the Doom. Even if he's not farming them, he will still get some other utility items that will contribute to the team. Maybe he can get to the refresher faster if he feels like he needs it. Essentially, being able to be a Doom and not require that mech is such a relief.
And they banned the Kunkka support from DD.
He's played a lot of it. He plays it really well, but it's never really been a game-deciding hero, I feel.
That has to be DK really being, really advanced in their, how they analyze this draft. They're obviously one step ahead of us, I think, to have this kind of ban. They're already thinking of the laning or something like this.
Might be also the team fight. You don't want to go up against necessarily a Kunkka in a team fight, and also a Slark.
And also Tidehunter hates Kunkka.
Come on, really
that is a real reason. Come on.
That's the reason then. I get it.
LAN is role-playing draft over a need.
Do you think DK would consider picking the Ember Spirit themselves here for Mushi, or is that not going to fit their draft?
I don't like it. I mean, Viper is going to crush Ember one-on-one, so he can't go mid, and Doom is really good versus him later on. So if you put him on in one position and versus a Doom, it's not really the best option. So I don't think Ember is an option for DK here. The AA pick is going to give them some team fighting potential, that's for sure. And when you look at how LGD plays, they're just 5-man a lot. They have good ganking power, but they like the 5-man, so that DK draft is very different from what they played yesterday. Yesterday was like control the lanes, try to snowball. This time around, it's we can fight you.
So, do you think that the Ancient Apparition is kind of telling right here? Because Ancient Apparition, you want that here when you have a lot of lockdown in the team fight, you know that you're going to hit that. And you only have TI4, which whose ultimate cooldown is much longer than the AA. So looking at this Ancient Apparition, DK seems to be telling that they want something else to just have control. They want some massive lockdown of some way. What it is, it's a lot of heroes, of course.
Yeah, I think they did not reveal their Trident yet. The Razor is most likely going to be mid, in my opinion. It's really good versus Viper. It's one of the best heroes to have versus a Viper on the mid lane. So they're going to be looking to get some lockdown, that's for sure, with the Engine Operation, because as you said, they don't have much setup right now.
Yeah. Gods, how's it going today?
It's going really well.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
Good breakfast?
Today I got the most sleep. It was the hardest to get up though.
That's what happens after 3 days of like lots of action. But now we are awake and we're looking at DK right now.
I mean, you mentioned the lockdown. Faceless Void, Chronosphere, could be a burning Chronosphere.
We actually didn't see Void the whole day. We actually forgot about that.
Where's Void gone? I don't know.
He's not available anymore. He's being reworked, so maybe they can pick him.
Yeah, they're waiting for the Void remodel to make an appearance during the grand final.
It will make sense.
I'm sad because I like it.
I liked his model.
Yeah, I like his model, but yeah, people vote.
Anyway.
So we can see that DK is really hesitating with that fourth pick. They don't know what they want to get, or maybe they just.
Is an Enigma a possibility for DK?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about Wraith King?
Well, it's another kind of Doom semi-counter in a sense. Like, he's a hero that doesn't care if he gets Doomed, he still can reincarnate. Raze is not a good Doom target. Tide is a good Doom target if he's not got his Ravage off, so.
These 5-on-5 engagements are going to be hard for LGD.
Oh yeah, DK going full fight mode.
Yeah, this is why the Kanko was removed, just for that reason. It's like a lot of ultimates, a lot of damage, a lot of lockdown, and you don't want any good counter initiation. And the boat can turn it, but also, you know, it gives a good initiation potentially if you max the X. What they lack, LGD, is initiation. They have a Doom. If you see it with Blink, sure, that's nice, but where's the follow-up? They need more. And Scent is difficult to pick into Ancient Apparition.
Yeah. They're going to get Sand King for now.
Sand King, yeah. I was like, wow. Yeah.
That works.
I was thinking about that. It's a really good pick. You have the Sand King into Scarab Mage. We've seen that over and over with Burrow Strike, just securing that and combine this stun with the slow. There's a lot of damage potential and roaming potential from these two heroes. So
even early on, they can do a lot if they get into a tri-lane together.
The only problem right now is that DK can go aggressive. I mean, offensive tri-lane, because they have a really strong setup already with the AA, SK. They can decide to put the Razor there, it's going to be fine, or any other hero, and that will actually give them really strong one-on-one. Tide does well in any one-on-one setup, so does Razor. So going offensive for DK right now might be a really good option, especially if you want to slow down the XP gain from Skyras and SK.
Nice center run, by the way. I mean, DK clearly did their homework.
I mean, could you not put like the Viper on the safe lane of your LGD with your supports and then change it up and get a new mid hero?
They could.
Because Viper is pretty durable and can put out a lot of damage. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to turn some of those fights if you're able to utilize that Sand King well. So we'll see.
The other thing is they could pick just a strong tri-lane fighting hero, like a Mirana or something. They've run a bit of tri-lane Mirana for Lin. It's something they could put with a Skywrath and a Sand King and take that tri-lane versus tri-lane head on if it comes their way.
Stun into Arrow will probably get you a win in that instance. But
LGD seems to believe that the Earthshaker, the Wraith King is a farming Wraith King. That's why they banned the Earthshaker, and also, I mean, a great hero overall. I really like the fact that LGD can go for pretty much any carry they want right now. They have a good mix between magical damage and right click, so whichever carry they decide to go, they will have a very well-balanced line.
Yeah, they may even take a page from Vici Gaming, which is pick up the hard carry, get your Morph lane, get whatever it may be, and especially, I think they're waiting to see what DK get. If DK goes something kind of greedy, they'll go a hard carry themselves. If there's a threat of an offensive trial lane, that's where they pick something a bit safer.
Yeah, those drafts, the two drafts are very even right now, to be honest. On the laning phase, the early game, the mid game, and the late game, it's very even drafts.
As long as no one decides to go level 1 Roche, I think we're going to have a
fantastic game.
That's never going to happen.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
Outlawed Devourer.
Bushy OD.
That's maybe a good, maybe they're forcing the Viper to be mid. It's actually a good hero to have versus OD, so they don't have the Viper safe lane that you mentioned, James. That might be the reasoning, but that OD pick is a bit surprising in my opinion, as they have a good hero versus him.
Yeah, it's not as good. I mean,
I quite like the idea of, you mentioned like a Mirana, going with the safe lane, picking up some farm on him and just looking for some arrows, because if you can win your lane, essentially you'll be able to weather the storm, and that 5-man lineup might not come online.
OD takes a very long time to come online. He needs a lot of items, and he needs also the supporting cast to provide the lockdown. Tide will need a blink before OD can really keep heroes in position. Like, OD gets kited around much like melee carries do. If you don't have good stun, which the Wraith King can kind of offer, but it's going to be a support Wraith King. You can't just go running into the fight as freely as you'd want to. So for DK, it's going to be a fairly slow-paced game, apart from the potential offensive tri-lane.
It would really make sense for DK to go aggressive once again. The Tide versus the Doom is a great matchup for him. The OD versus whoever is going to be mid, OD is always going to do fine. Viper is the best option, obviously, for LGD. I think the OD is for the mech. They don't want it on the Razor, and just we always forget about that aura that OD has. But when you just perma-spam with Tide, Skeleton King, you know, heroes like this, having OD is actually really good for you. If you're gonna...
That's a
Sniper pick. There we go.
It's not going to turn into techies, right?
That's Sniper.
I really
Maybe LGD were hoping for that.
I really hope it stays as Sniper. It's actually going to be Rabbit who picks it up, who is the offlane player. So LGD, they took a while to decide that last pick of Sniper, and well, after all the talks they must have had, it's the one that they went for.
Yeah, you can 5-man. They love to 5-man take down towers, and the threat's always of the initiation. Sniper can throw the shrapnel from so far away that you still stay kind of safe.
Yeah, and yeah, I think he can stay pretty safe in the fight, so this will be interesting to see how it works out. Of course, why? Because LGD are 1-0 up. They win this, they go through to the next round to play Vici. If DK lose, they are out international. They can, of course, tie it up though with a win. Let's send it over to the commentators and get the match on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Key Arena. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Synderen. And Synd, we get ourselves a Sniper. I couldn't ask for more.
Prepare for battle.
This is one of the more interesting drafts of the main event for sure. There were a couple of big surprises going into it. I think we were looking at each other and talking, how good is OD actually going to be here? There was not the last pick we were expecting. And then when they pick it, the counter pick from LGD is going to be the Sniper, who is one of the few heroes in the game who can actually beat OD in lane. And I believe that's one of the main reasons for the pick here, is that they want to play Rabbit up against Mushi on that lane. And in addition to that, when you look at DK's lineup, they will struggle to get in and catch off a Sniper with their picks. They don't have any sort of good initiation mechanism in their draft.
Here we go. They're setting a bit of an ambush here. DK have not been spotted up by the Radiant Vision, but they're about to. Lanham will be revealed, and he doesn't actually have boots, so he can't get in close on LGD. And with that, we'll see if there's any action. DD's moving in. They can tango through here, but they don't have much to jump on DK, and you're up against Chilling Touch. Do LGD make this move? A one-team fight at level 1. It could just be game 2 in the bag, but they're not going to risk it.
DK's level 1 fight would have been way superior.
Yeah, you've got Chilling Touch. It's always going to be tough. And with that, I guess we can introduce the teams. I'll start with LGD. They're up 1-0 in the best of 3. We've got Yao, who will be handling the Doom. That will put the Viper in the hands of Flynn. And we've really seen LGD swap their roles around quite a bit in this series. DD will be playing the Sand King, the Scarth Mage for DDC. And it actually puts Rabbit onto the carry sniper. We saw him on the Bat Rider yesterday. To me, LGD have shown maybe more versatility in their core roles than any other team in the tournament.
And over for Team DK, Mushi does not get the lane I was expecting him to get, which would be against the Sniper. But Viper is also a great lane against OD. I am, of course, talking about the mid lane for him. In the top lane, it's going to be Ice playing on the Tidehunter. And then an interesting aggressive trialing here from Team DK with Ancient Apparition, Wraith King, and Razor played by, let me just find the MMY.
Bit of dewarding. Actually,
MMY, Lanham, and Burning, respectively. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Now, the interesting thing about this tri-lane is usually when you play tri-lanes, we're going to see a little bit of an opening here of an MMY, just harassment from DD. He's going to have to back off now as Lanham rotates down, but...
Are they going to go for this, DD? DDC? No, not quite enough damage.
Generally, you'll be skilling Chilling Touch on level 1 on AA for try versus try, but he's holding onto his skill point right now since arguably the best ability in the game to combine with Cold Feet in the lane is Wraith Fire Blast. It's a 2-second stun into a 2-second slow. So unless you have some sort of blink ability, which the Radiant safe lane does not, they can guarantee themselves a cold feet proc should they land a Wraith Fire Blast first.
Yeah, one other thing I want to mention quickly before the bloodbath that we could have bottom breaks out is that Yao actually journeyed all the way deep inside the Dire jungle to the camp near the top rune, because they blocked off this particular camp, the big camp near the lane. He wanted to get a creep early, and he does get an Ogre, so he gets the Ice Armor, and against the physical damage that a Tidehunter's Anchor Smash brings to bear, that's going to help him out quite a bit. The analyst mentioned this is normally a very good lane for Tide, and it still should be a very good one, but not quite as one-sided with him getting a creep early on.
He wasn't satisfied with his performance, so he decided to leave the game instead. Now,
GG.
The one thing about the lane, though, is if you get the Ice Armor on Doom and you want to keep it up on yourself, you don't have the mana for Devour. So it's kind of a trade-off where you trade survivability for gold. And Doom is one of the heroes that doesn't like playing from behind unless he absolutely has to. And this will be a lane he will lose for sure. You already see the Tidehunter 7-2 against the 2-0 for Doom. It's not just the matchup, it's even the Doom being in the off lane. So Tide also has the lane advantage here. But I don't think spamming Ice Armor here for Yao is the right call. I think it's better for him to take the little bit of extra damage he's going to and then make sure you get every single Devour off that you can, so that you get to transform into a kind of a strong mid-gamer here, which LGD will definitely need him to be. When you look at DK's lineup, this is one of the strongest mid-game drafts I think we've seen in the entire main event.
With a lot of potential to go late, whereas LGD going for the last pick Sniper, it's obviously a fantastic carry hero. He can offer, I think, a bit more than people realize with Shrapnel, as they make a move in on Burning. Just some harassment here from the Skywrath, but end of the day, Sniper does best when he gets lots of farm and lots of time to secure it. So I definitely agree with you. DK's mid-game looking a bit more fearsome, and a lot of it will come down to this tri-lane. So far, LGD not giving anything up. They have two squishy heroes in the Sniper and the Skywrath, but they're also difficult to track down. The Sniper is sitting far back, and he's already got a point-and-take aim, which allows him to just stay a little bit farther away from any potential jump. And as for Skywrath, he's got very high move speed, so nobody's an easy kill unless they walk out of position. LGD still playing this one very defensively, and in terms of farm, Sniper's doing well, 5-3. He's also nice against the Razor, and you just can't get in range for static link.
Now we saw this counter pick from, it was Na'Vi, I believe, in the playoffs, or very much earlier.
They ran it twice in the tournament. I believe they won one and they lost one.
Yeah, and it was indeed a counter pick to Razor in one of the games. He was just outranging him, didn't really let the static link bother him at all, like you said. So interesting to see this from LGD, and I like watching Tri versus Tri lanes because there's so much explosive potential, and any sort of small misstep can have a huge impact on the overall outcome of the lane. And at the same time, when you're playing a very static lane like this where no one is taking the initiative, it's so much down to the perfect timing on last hits where you not only attack with your hero, but you combine all your attacks at once, making sure you get as much as possible out of it.
I want to point out that LGD got dewarded earlier, so they don't know about this invis. They also don't have a top rune, and this could be a turn. Lanham. And they're going to steal up the choice touch and now go. They jump in on Rabbit. He gets blown up by Lanham. DK gets the jump. They get two. Can they get more? Wide dropping low, not dead just yet. One more right click will do the job. And there is Sandstorm here. Maybe DD can survive. He gets stunned. It's too late. Sniper, can he finish it? Rabbit's chasing, but he's got to be careful. Sniper can very quickly get turned on. And DK, they start off red hot here.
I don't think they couldn't have hoped for a better rune and a better usage of that rune than what Lenham just gave them.
It really goes back to the D-ward. Without that D-ward, that never happens.
And when you're looking at Tri versus Tri lanes, one team comes off to a great start, you usually completely snowball the lane. So the safe lane of the Radiant will either have to pull up some amazing plays now, or they'll have to rotate, which is a big problem for them, since where would they go? If they go top to the Tide, Ice is already level 5. He's going to do great against the Tri lane.
They're actually winning both solo lanes right now. And they're winning the Tri lane.
Yeah.
They're winning the entire map.
It's looking really good for DK already 4 minutes in because of this 3-for-1 exchange they got in the bot lane. And the supports for LGD, I think, are already in a hard place where it doesn't really matter where they go, it just seems...
Going again. Smoke up from DD.
They get this, which they will. Burning's gone.
Oh, that's a big kill. He's already level 4. And that experience goes right back the other way.
Yeah, they saw the opening. Wraith King was not on the lane. This Radiant ward right here giving a lot of intel for them about what they can and can't get away with, so...
And now he heads mid. Well, can he find a kill here? Currently, your Viper's actually posted up, but he's very tanky.
Mushi's very close to level 6, though, and Viper has about 0 intelligence after the next Astral, so... Yeah, this is definitely going to be a kill if Mushi wants to go for it, and it looks like he does want to, but... Him playing it very carefully here.
And the thing here, Send, is you mentioned that lane ward. That means they might not know exactly where Lanham is, but they know he's off the lane right now. And So it should be Lin playing very cautiously. Tucked away near the trees, it's a difficult dive. So what do you think after that turnaround? Is that enough for LGD? Do they need to make more adjustments after giving up the 3 kills?
Now that they got 1 free kill back here, I think they're still looking okay in the safe lane. It's
mid lane. They have gone in. They found Lin with the stun, but the TP will come. Lin drops. Mushi finishes the job, and the TP from DD. Is it going to be in time? He decides to run, but he's going to pay perhaps with a stun. Jukes it nicely with the sandstorm. Mushi not going to commit too much for that one. So they get another kill mid.
What I'm surprised with is that DK decided to leave the lane with Lana. I think after they got the 3-for-1 exchange, they could have kept the pressure down there, and the rotation mid, like you said, wasn't really necessary. Mushi was doing great already. He was even winning the lane. Of course, he doesn't know the farm of his opponent, but he should have a general feeling of how the lane is going. Now, moving Wraith King into the fog is the big play for DK, where they take it off the Ravage, but he doesn't know as he did, as there's a Ravage up top. Yao is gone. Easy kill for DK with a rotation here. So, when you take a support hero like Wraith King and you move him into the fog and you know that LGD don't have any vision, he could technically be close to the mid lane or close to the safe lane. So if he just sticks around in the bottom lane outside of vision, they can't really go for the aggressive play they did down there where they got a free kill. So, but then again, at the end of the day, Lanham just secured Mushi a kill in the mid lane, so all in all, definitely big advantage for DK at this point.
It did cost them a Ravage, which means Yao will have an opportunity here to get aggressive with Doom. They try to dive Lanham a bit bottom lane, throwing out the concussive shot. Can't really commit too much on that one. And it looks like they do want to make that play. This is the second smoke, I believe, from LGD. DD did use one earlier when he descended on bottom with the Sand Cane, and they got the Razor. And they'll make their move again. Doom at the ready. Killing the OD with this kind of start. He's had a really good time of it in the lane. Very important. But Mushi's playing back, and well, is there anyone who can counter-initiate? Really not, besides the Tide. So if they can get the jump on him, he's pretty much dead. Maybe they get a trade, but that's going to be it, and they're ready to jump. Mushi just out of range. The smoke's running out. They've got to go soon, and they will go now. They get the burrow to start. The Doom to follow. There is a bit of a turnaround here from Lana, but it's not enough. Mushi will fall.
I got the
LGD's right back, but he does drop with the deny. Lana also on the retreat out. Can DD get the kill? Getting turned around upon a bit. No, not enough. They still get another kill. It's a 2-for-0, 1 denied. And do they look for more here? Burning Stone, a lot of damage, and that's going to be it, for at least for the dive. LGD now got to get out.
He's in trouble. Yes, he is.
Strikes back. So a 1-for-1 with an extra hero kill, but it was a deny. And it did cost them a Doom.
Still great rotation from LGD. This is the kind of play they need to go for. Like you said, the Ravage is on cooldown, so any sort of TP support from Ice would have been pretty underwhelming in that situation. And they want to get a comp back in the mid lane for the Viper, so killing off Mushi here, very, very important.
And now they're going to make a rotation towards top. Burning actually does walk past the Radiant Observer Ward. This will be spotted out. He turns on his Ring of Basilius, and it appears they want to at least apply some pressure to this tier 1 tower. They'll just, wants to go for a smack, but can't quite get the range. Still though, the sniper pressure has been relieved, and you know, whenever we look at this hero Sin, his biggest weakness is just how squishy and immobile he is. That's why you see players normally build things like Phase Boot, sometimes Mask of Madness. I've even seen snipers occasionally go Blink Dagger in competitive, just so you're more difficult to lock down, but he hasn't really been pressured since the laning stage, and he's found some recovery farm. He's actually the lead farm.
Way better farm than Burning at this point. So they ran the aggressive trial into the sniper and got a good start, but since then Rabbit is now 24 CS ahead of Burning in an 8-minute game. So the rotation of Razor to the top lane makes a lot of sense since they want Burning to make a comeback here, but overall the trade here is that Ice has a lot better farm than Doom, but Sniper with a lot better farm than Razor in this particular game I think is a good trade for LGD. As we talked about a little bit earlier, DK don't have the best tools to deal with the Sniper until they start getting something like a Blink Dagger on Ice so they can catch up. There isn't really any sort of good gap closing mechanism for them when they go into the fights.
And now the smoke. They've made their move up the top river, DK have, and they look for the jump on mid. Lin is sitting here. He does have a Doom, but no mana for the ultimate right now. If they get in, there's just no way to turn this around. Not without a full commitment from the supports, but he's getting a bit nervous. He's backing off while Ice is roaming through the Radiant Woods, thinking about joining this fight, and they've spotted out some rotations.
Sees TDC, they also see him, a lot of things coming out here.
Well, we all see each other. Ice. Well, DD, he's getting caught. Remember, he's got Ravage. Backup can come, but they doom him. That means no Ravage. He's out of the fight. So they get the deny at least. Ice on the run. Mushi comes in. He's got his ult ready. He's there to buy him some time. Keeps him alive for now. And now Mushi finishes off DD. He looks for more Ravage, forces the TP out. There's going to be Ravage soon. Very soon. Not soon enough. He will fall, but Mushi's going to go hard in this fight. Has a haste turn at the ready. The assassinate cooling down. And in the end, it's a 1-for-1, but again, it cost them the Doom, which means now they can go really aggressive with their Ravage. Kind of a push counter
tower top. He never even showed up for the fight. It was a 4-on-5 with a Doom tied the whole fight, and DK still get an even trade. The haste rune on Mushi really important for the outcome of this fight. He could play aggressively as he wanted, knowing that the moment Doom is used, there's not a single counter to his haste rune in the fight apart from a Sand King stun, which was already used in the beginning, so he had a lot of freedom to play around. Loved the play from Rabbit, by the way, to cancel his TP. He was trying to get out of the fight, realized there was turnaround potential, secured the kill on the Tide, and at least got them a 1-for-1.
Yeah, with that being said, I'm curious to see what Rabbit's going to work towards. For now, just sitting on Phase Boots Aquila, up to 1,200 gold. And his main priority is getting out of this bottom lane because the push is coming. Ice really diving in. And the one thing when we look at sniper picks as well, Send, is his laning's a bit weak. He's pretty squishy, but his biggest problem normally in most games is that he's just very easy to jump. If you have any blink daggers on like the Wraith King or the Tide, you just go on him and there's normally not much you can do. But so far, there's no real jump on DK. They don't have any blinks. Only the 4 staff so far on Mushi's OD.
Radiant's bottom
but they will
tower
be getting
is
them
under
soon
attack.
with the Ranger taking these towers. The second
Radiant's
tower in 11 minutes. They aren't even
has
trading
fallen.
much for it here in the mid lane. There's going to be a little bit of damage done by LGD to the tier 1, but I imagine they're not even going to get it down to half at this point. So DK...
LGD got to get out. They got to be careful. Mushi's coming in, and he can slow somebody down, prevent the retreat.
Shrapnel's good though.
Yeah, it's very surprising when you see players skip that. I think Hosvos actually just maxed his take aim in one of the games, and it does allow you to sit a bit farther away from the fights and play it safer, but Shrapnel actually does a lot to push. It's kind of like a worse version, I guess, of Pugna's Blast, but it gives you some extra benefits with the vision and the slow
bottom
as well.
tower is under attack.
I would say it's a way better defensive skill than Nether Blast is, for sure. Because you can cast it from... the cast range on this ability is insane. I can't remember what it is, like 1,300.
And Mushi's looking for something top here. But DD will throw into the trees. He forces in. He's going to find him. Actually, self-astrals. DD's just chilling in the sandstorm right now. He couldn't target him. And they've got no detection. Lanham almost died in the creep wave for that one. Wow.
Very timely sandstorm by DD.
Good reactions there. But DK will look to make a timely rotation of their own. They're trotting towards mid and they smoke, and they just sentry, so they know there's no vision that can come from LGD. As the dive begins, insta ravage. It only connects on him while they get the Skyrat for sure. But that's going to be it. Adam's looking for more. Very low. HF Original comes through. He connects on 2. And yeah, will do on Bernie, but has to get off the static link. So he keeps on creating damage, and he keeps on hitting harder. Assassinate does the trick. Rabbit finds one at least, but still a 3 for 2. They need more than this. 2-hero burrow. Great play by DD. Ice on the run. Can he get out of here in time? They need the vision. The shrapnel. Just enough. This sniper keeps on chasing, blinking away at Lanham. But now he's got to run. Mushi's here, and Mushi is not happy with what the old man with the rifle has done so far. He'll settle for DD, and the Sand King will fall. Gets cleaned up by a stun. In the end, it does cost them a Wraith King ult, but a 3 for 2 trade.
But Rabbit once again getting out on the sniper. He's building into a Hand of Midas, which he'll have in 50 gold. So LGD looking to definitely go into the late game, which I also think favors them more than aiming for effective items in the mid game. They're going to have to rely on great positioning and just good decision making to manage the mid game. Any mid game item on sniper is insufficient anyway against the raw power that DK has. Is that a 13-minute mech on AA?
That is 2 towers, and he's sitting 2-1 and 6.
That is really early.
And the other concern now is there's also a Blade earlier than the Viper. He has bought a few extra items, but nonetheless, really good start. Let's see. Towers and not forget it. Now Lanham is way out of position. Easy kill. No way. No. He's able to live through it. Pops the 6 charges. It's Yao who's in trouble, and Burning finds him and just goes to work with the lightning. Throws out a plasma field. They counter-initiate on this, and there is no Ravage. They may lose the Razor, and they will. LGD finding the trade. And they also take the tower. Was not able to deny it in the end. The Wraith King went for it, but just a little bit too slow.
I think Rabbit was sure that Lanham was going to die as well. I believe he was in range for an assassinate and didn't even use it because he was expecting Lanham to just get blown up. They had him in a really bad spot. They used the the Skyrim ultimate as well on top of him together with the Viper ult, but Lanham tanked through all of it. I guess it was the mech coming in from MMY as well as a lot of one charges at the same time, keeping Lanham very healthy there. So DK once again, I guess, still win for LGD. They got the tower, didn't get denied, and they killed off Burning.
Yeah, my one concern is just the map control that they're forfeiting for this. They've lost 2 towers, and they've only taken the tier 1 mid. And now DK clean up the Ancients. They're a lineup that can go Roche. They have Mech, they have the Skeleton King lifesteal, already level 3, and OD, who very quickly chews the Roshan with the pure damage from the orb. So I'm really expecting DK to make their move to that pit soon. They haven't done it just yet. In fact, they are grouping up now, though. And they feel pretty confident about this one. Into the pit they'll go. There is a Doom ready. The big thing for LGD is there's no blink.
Far away. He can't even make it there on time. But if they could intimidate DK and buy some time here, or at least trade for a tower, I guess that's okay for LGD, but they are picking a good line.
Can they actually kill this one also? They got the max shrapnel now, and Rabbit will throw it out from range.
Leave him and Y will ult it as well. Ice Blast is available.
Wow.
They might just be getting this for free.
There's just nothing LGD can do. They need the blink on the Sand King to go in here, and they're just going to have to stack it. Once again, the dire advantage coming into play. Then again, we say that last time these two teams faced in Game 1 yesterday, they had every Roshan and it wasn't enough. So don't count LGD out just yet. As DK, they'll make their smoke. And they walked up the ramp before doing this one, and they're plotting a course straight for Rabbit. Oh, Rabbit, you gotta pop quickly, buddy. Tries to TP. They don't even need the Ravage. Great patience from Ice to hold that one, but they won't find any additional kills. The thing is, now they can go for the tier 1 mid.
He's level 9 on the Sand King, by the way, so doing great as far as experience goes in this game, 16 minutes in, and only 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger, and pushing a little bit of, putting a little bit of pressure on top, I should say. But yeah, DK will be defending this tower at some point, or
they're looking for Yao.
Get a lot of damage.
They're looking for Yao in the jungle. In comes Ice. He can Ravage for this, but he doesn't want to waste it on just a Doom. Not to mention, there was already Scorched Earth. DD trying to be cute here. Well, he'll barely make it out in the end. Looks like. Maybe not. He's caught under the tower. Oh! Last photo attack not going to connect. Thanks to the Sandstorm. Mushi still chasing him. Will he find the kill while that's happening? There's a bit of an engagement mid. And they did Doom Ice, but looks like nothing else happened on the back of that.
And that's a big problem for LGD. This is their most important ability in the game right now. I would say the Doom has to be used correctly in the fights, and with it on cooldown.
This is go time. There's no Sand King Blink either with that deck. He's only got 1700 gold. It's another crucial moment. And a big kill for Mushi. And they're getting aggressive here. They're really committing to this push. Mushi's coming for the backstab. He wraps around on the OD, and he finds one to start it off. He's going to ask the Viper. And now, Ice. He's for a good Ravage. He finds a decent one. That's on 2, and they'll be cleaned up here. Ice on the run, though. Ravage trying to run him down. The Sniper's found a target, but now he's the one being targeted. Mushi going after him really aggressively. Can't finish the job yet. Looks for the Viper instead. The orbs just chopping through him. HF Shield as well. That's going to hit 2. Snaps through the Sniper's armor. Doesn't finish off Lin. But it's 3 down, and the Doom who had the buyback as well. So make it 4.
And the tower will fall as well. This is a dream fight for DK right here. Ice even surviving that with the last second blink outside.
And now they've got a blink on the Wraith King, and this is where the game gets really hard for Sniper. Wraith King jumps on you. They have no way to really remove his mana, so he's guaranteed to get reincarnation off, and you can't run because he's going to stun you. I'm very worried for LGD right now, Sin.
He could initiate on anyone he wants.
Yeah.
The best thing that can possibly happen to DK is that he gets doomed. So he can just jump in, choose a stun target, they can follow through the way they want. If LGD choose to turn on him, they all get slowed from the ultimate. If they don't turn on him, it's a free kill. It's the ideal situation for Wraith King to be in 18 minutes in as a support is exactly where Lanham is right now. He doesn't need anything else than the Blink Dagger. 18.5 minutes in, it's looking great for DK. They're already 10,000 gold ahead of 12k experience. And you know, LGD overcame a disadvantage like this yesterday, but the draft was very different, and I think it was later on in the game that they started getting far behind, so...
And especially for LGD, they just don't have the kind of push they did in that game. They had Lycan, they had mass auras, and it was ultra late game. If DK play their cards right, they're going to be looking to end this before it gets to that stage. LGD did smoke towards top. As you see, it still affects Yao, but the rest of the heroes revealing themselves. They're trying to go for a bit of a trade here. Still not confident in their ability to take fights while the Aegis stands. Mushi never lost that one in the engagement mid.
And we should also say for Mushi, he has how much intel right now? 105 intelligence in the 19-minute game. He went for the Mystic Staff first. This is pretty much the only hero in the game who likes to get the Mystic Staff as the first component for the side of Ice.
Yeah, it's actually 115, so it's even more painful.
Radiant's bottom
You've
tower
got Doom with only 33, Viper with 41.
Wow. My
36
also yesterday too.
I think I had some facepalm math moments earlier this tournament, so we'll call it even. I mean, nobody's really cracking 50 mana here, or 50 hits, I should say. The closest is Skyroth with 52, but I guess the short way to put it is Mushi officially has the hammer online, and he's about to bring in the Hex as well. The claw on the hammer, and Lanham's the blink. He gets silenced, but he runs right in. Can they kill him off quickly? No, they can't! Say hello to Ice Ice Ice! Ravage connects on 3, 4, and now they're going to drive him back. Of course, not a BKB from Burning. The range was popped as well. They only get a Viper for this. About as good as you can hope for LGD, to be honest, but they look to turn it now. Lincoln burrows forward. Now the Doom on Mushi as well. Remember, he's still got Aegis though, so he's going to stand and fight this one out. He's okay with giving up his life because he's got a second to work with, and they brought down 3. DK, it looks like a good trade for LGD, but losing those additional 2 heroes no longer the case.
This game is now completely falling apart for LGD. That was 2 million seconds. I understand that Sand King really wants to do something here, but did not pre-channel the epicenter for the Blink Burrow. He just blinks and burrows and hopes there's no detection in the Sandstorm, but DK were ready for it. They have the gem on MMY.
It's a very different kind of draft we've seen from LGD, and I think they've played it well in the lanes, all things considered, but when we look at the games they had yesterday, Sin, they felt like they were at their best when they just had aggressive heroes. The Centaur for Rabbit or Lin, the Invoker, where they could just set up kills all around the map, and this lineup is much more passive in the mid game, especially with how the lanes went. But even if they went well, Sniper just wants to sit back and farm. Your Doom and Viper can go for kills here or there, but not too much, and they're going to fail here on a D-ward. Bit unfortunate. They're really bottled in. You just look at the Dire Vision in general, and they've got a complete minefield of vision entirely surrounding the LGD base. They're still looking for kills though. Mushi, that's the Hex. He's gonna go, hammer deployed, and then away to safety up to the high ground. Now from the back, Lanham comes in onto DD. He stunned the Sand King, but not gonna go any further.
Did he Astral and ult in one shot?
Yeah.
He didn't even attack first, right?
He didn't even use the Hex. He just went for it. I think it was 1 Orb Strike, then Astral, then ult. And the Orb alone was like a third of his health.
Okay.
It's a straight, well, I guess...
22-minute refresher ult.
I guess we know who's getting doomed in the next fight if this one's spotted out. But if it's not, and he gets off both Ravages, that's probably game. Like with that, you're breaking the base, no question.
So I said yesterday when LGD beat DK that it was the biggest comeback of the tournament. If they win this, that's even bigger. This is reaching impossible territory. I think this is even harder.
This is much more one-sided as well. That game, the gold lead was only like, it was only like 5,000 until like the 25-30 minute mark. Then it started to snowball, but a bigger gold lead that late into the game doesn't matter as much because relatively speaking, it's not as much of a proportionate difference.
And one more weakness we haven't really talked about for Sniper is he needs farm, he's fragile in the beginning, and he needs a lot of farm. His hero doesn't really get strong before he has 2 or 3 core items generally. So in comparison to a lot of other popular carriers, you could say something like a Morphling who just has Linken's, or maybe Linken's E-Blade. Yeah, a Sniper with the same net worth as a Morphling with Linken's E-Blade will generally not be as strong and have the same comeback potential.
Dire's
so
top tower
Rabbit
is
has
under
gone
attack.
for full farming build. He went Midas into Yasha, which is pretty much the fastest farm-up build you can get on Sniper overall. He's still going to need another 20 minutes before he becomes very relevant and dangerous in the fights.
And it's all about having a front line when you're Sniper. You do not want to get caught out close, and he might get right now. Bottom lane, there they go with the shot. Rabbit, isolated, and then instantly dealt with. DK, it's a recipe for murder. And they put it together perfectly, but...
And meanwhile in top lane, Mushi's going to Hex up DD. 2, 3, 4 attacks. It will be dodged.
Oh, now he burrows into the trees. He can go for a TP out here. He's trapped. There's no OD ultimate for now. The Force Staff cooling down. The Blink Dagger also cooling down to DD. He can blink a TP away if he needs to. It looks like he's going to live. Straight up north, and away he goes.
Very nice escape from DD. Flying some space too, but unfortunately not for the Sniper since he's kind of not on the map right now. So.
But yeah, the other thing with Sniper Sen is you really need a good front line. And I don't think LGD's front line is that tanky. You've got Doom with an Ogre Club and Viper with a Mech and Ogre Club. These heroes are still going to get destroyed by the OD, by the Double Ravage, by the Ancient Apparitional. They can't really go in, but they have to because of the fact that they have a Sniper on their team.
But at least the draft from LGD, you can see the point and what they were aiming for. It's not that the picks don't work with Sniper. I think this is a great lineup to pick Sniper into, but
it's the farm.
It's the farm, it's the map control being completely dominated by DK at this point, and now the top tier 2 as well. Will be the last remaining tower on the map for LGD, and it's going to be claimed now by DK. I don't know what you do at this point if you're LGD. You do have a level 2 epicenter. I think this is the only possible combat is with a massive one out
Radiant's
from
top
DD.
tower has fallen.
And that's up against double Ravage. So if Ice even gets a whiff of it, just throw a Ravage, then rearm and refresh and go for it again. But we'll see for now. DK, they only take the tier 2. They have not thrown the high ground yet, and they're going to wait for this next Aegis to do it. It's into the Roshan pit that Mushi goes. They'll have some backup here. Lanham about to find Rabbit, and he'll steal his Ogre. Steals the creep and lets Rabbit TP away. Didn't actually see where he went. But they'll go for the pit instead. And with this Aegis in, you got to imagine DK is once more onto the high ground for them and an attempt to just end this game 2 and force it inside game 3.
I just want to see Mushi get his ultimate off. It's going to fight ready for that fight.
We're looking at
like 2 or 3 years, he can almost one-shot.
It's 147 hit that he's got. You've got 40, yeah, 44 on Rabbit, 55 on the hit hero on the Scar's Mage. So Viper is sitting at 41, DD on the Sand King at 42, and Doom at 37. So he might just one-shot 3 or 4 heroes with this, or bring them down to very low speed. And it's too late. It's already too late. Lanham goes in, they've gotten the Aegis, and now the fight breaks down. Ravage number 1, he gets it off! The Doom's too late, it'll stop the second Ravage, but what does it matter? One was enough to drive them back. Lanham, now chasing out, be forced to TP away. Looks like he will make it out. Rabbit also scattering to the winds, and Lin will also escape. And now the Sandcade, can't get it off. It was a good effort, but...
Sanity's Eclipse has got to be one of the most satisfying abilities to use in the game when you're far ahead on farm. It's just, you feel like, it really is the phrase drop the hammer that we tend to use on that ultimate. It's just,
it just has that feel about it.
It really does.
Dire's bottom tower is
Mushi
under
has to be feeling good about himself.
The concern now is there's a second Ravage that Ice can use when he respawns, and there's no Doom. And it's just so hard to get it off.
Epi.
Yeah, and they wasted the Epi as well.
LGD's chance in defending this base right
Dire's
now pretty much
bottom tower
relies
has
on
fallen.
getting a single target out of position and bursting it down with DK with assassination and missing player. And then hopefully they can buy enough time to get the epicenter available again, but it doesn't look like DK is going to give them that time. The Aegis is on Mushi. He's already very tanky. Don't underestimate the armor that Outworld Power has, actually.
They should wait for the Tide,
15
though.
armor.
And they're going to wait for the Tide. Going without him would just be a really, really risky play. But they do get him now, and Sin, I want to point out, it is in fact a Blink Dagger from the Sniper, so if Rabbit's very quick, maybe he can blink out as the Blink Ravage comes. But even then, it's the rest of the team you've got to worry about. Rabbit is not going to take these heroes down alone. And they're just waiting. They're smoked up. They're smoked up. Ice. He has been revealed. Does he go in for this one? No, concussive shot. Gonna ward him back a bit. But they've also got the Wraith King to go in. He's got his level 2 ultimate. And now he does. Straight on the Rabbit. No blink for you. And the follow-up can come. The Doom actually is off cooldown and it's available for Ice. So he can't get off the secondary Ravage that he's prepared from earlier. And, well, it doesn't seem to matter for now. DK still able to work on the racks here. The Sniper's out of the fight. It's a lot of the counterpunch for LGD gone. And they will take the tier 3 mid. DK, though, they want more. They want racks off of this, and now they've got Ravage ready. They can jump forward if they really want to, and they will. It connects on 2. GG! GG! DK never looked back after the lane. They really ran away with this one.
The goal wasn't in the favor of LGD for a single second the whole game through. You can't really see that now, but
it was just a horizontal line
of the game. DK looks like a team that came in today to win and to prove themselves that yesterday's game where they lost, they don't want to get into that situation again. They just want to win the games early and very